I love the cigar. Very, very smooth. It would go great with a cup of coffee in the morning. It would go great with a Den of Thieves whiskey later in the evening. It's just a really, really nice, well put together cigar.
What's up, y'all? StickMan, Simp here. Enjoying my Tristan Lee. I think they named this after a character in a movie. You can't go wrong, great quality. The time that he put into it, finding the right leaf and the blend and everything, you know, that's what separates a lot of boutique cigars, but you definitely can't go wrong. Tristan Lee. Appreciate you, brother. Keep it up.
Pretty excited about having him in the box. I think our subscribers will thoroughly enjoy. What are your thoughts on it?
If you're a medium plus, full body, you're gonna like this.
I think it's gonna be great. Bringing you another one, another black-owned brand. And don't forget, he also has the liquor that goes with it too. So.
What liquor?
Den of Thieves. Well, we need to go get some.
We need to go get some.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Reggie Kimball, StickMan #1. I am here at Stone Mountain Public House, and I recently had the opportunity to sit down and chat with my man, Jason Armstrong, the proprietor of Den of Thieves Whiskey and Tristan Lee Cigars. Check out this episode. Let us know what you think. Peace.
Hello, my name is Jason Armstrong, owner and creator of Den of Thieves Whiskey and Tristan Lee Cigars. I'm here today with Puff Sip Chat in the A at Stone Mountain Public House, and I'm glad you all tuned in.
What's up, brother?
What's up, my guy?
Good to see you again.
Good to, finally.
It's been a while since Tampa Cigar Week.
Yes, it has. That was a lot of fun down there.
We had a lot of fun, man. Tampa's a great town, my hometown, so I'm always...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm always happy to go back and kick it.
That was my second time down there, but my first time in Ybor City.
What'd you think?
Man, like, it was special. I came back home and it was like, maybe I should think about moving to Tampa. You know, it was a great time down here.
It's funny. It's actually on my list, right? I'm thinking about winding it down here in Atlanta. Atlanta's always going to be home, but I could see myself one day having a residence in Tampa and bouncing back and forth. That's my goal, because number one, I got a lot of family down there. But Tampa, a lot of people don't realize, is the home of cigars, man.
When I was down there,
States.
yeah, when I was down there and I visited a lot of shops, they were telling me how at one point more cigars were coming out of Tampa than coming out of Cuba.
That's right.
At one point. So I was blown away.
Back in like the 40s and 50s, Tampa was the production hub of cigars.
I didn't know the cigar, and this is my first year launching my cigars, so I've always been a cigar smoker, but I never really dove deep into the culture, so I didn't know, the cigar, and I'm from New York. New York is different, it's kind of a babysitting town, so you can't smoke and drink together anywhere except your house.
Yeah, New York, California, there's a cigar-friendly places, man.
But down here, Tampa, the culture's completely different. I love it, completely different. Texas, those places completely different. And I'm like, okay, I can see, like you, born and raised in New York, love it. Will never leave it for good. But I can see myself,
bouncing around a little
bit.
That's the name of the game today, bro.
Exactly.
That's the name of the game. I just happen to know your favorite puff is...
Padron 1964.
Okay, all right.
That's my go-to stick.
When you're not puffing on a Tristan
I'm not puffing on Tristan Lee.
We're going to get to Tristan Lee in a second.
Okay.
Because that's why we're here. Y'all check the shirt out, right? Tristan Lee. So that's why we're here. Favorite sip is?
Den of Thieves Whiskey.
Check the bottles out, y'all. Check the bottles out. Den of Thieves. Great whiskey, by the way.
Thank you. That's actually what led me to create my cigar line. Because I'm a big cigar smoker. So I created this to smoke with my cigars. And I was like, okay, why don't I create some cigars that I can smoke while I'm drinking my whiskey?
So let me double down on that before I go to the next question then. So could you not find a stick that resonated well enough for you? Is that what it is or what?
I could, but this is kind of, they say do what you love, and I love whiskey and I love cigars, and I just wanted to be able to have my own and create an experience that I can share with other people. Okay. There's a lot of other sticks I smoke. A lot of boutique sticks I started smoking since I got into this. But I wanted to have my own to give kind of my expression out there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, it's working then.
So far, so good. I'm down here.
Yeah, you're down here.
Den of Thieves Whiskey is a craft whiskey. We have 4 different expressions. What's represented here is the first whiskey I launched was our vanilla ginger whiskey. We have a chocolate coffee infused whiskey. We have a 8-year-old bourbon, 8-year-old 90 proof bourbon, and a straight 5-year-old bourbon. It was originally crafted for traditional whiskey drinkers as well as whiskey drinkers that are new to the experience, and for cigar smokers because I am an avid cigar smoker. We're available in about 7 states right now, including Georgia, which we just launched in. In addition to that, we launched Tristan Lee Cigars. Tristan Lee Cigars is a boutique cigar out of Nicaragua. We have 3 different expressions of that. There's 2 that's represented here. There's our Connecticut and our Liga. And we also have Reserva, which is our first cigar that we're currently sold out on. They're made to be paired together and for you to experience a stolen moment. So steal a Tristan Lee with some dinner thieves and you'll have a nice moment.
And I commend you for tackling a big task because, you know, in the business world, I'm an entrepreneur myself, right? Mm-hmm. You're tackling 2 major tasks at once. You're launching a whiskey business and a cigar brand pretty much simultaneously. When do you sleep, bro?
Never. But you know what's funny? There are a lot of parallels to the craft spirit industry and the boutique cigar industry. Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot more people now are recognizing the parallels and recognizing the power of the boutique cigar industry, you know, starting to invest in it. So it's not like I'm doing 2 completely different things. There's a lot of synergy which helps me because it's easier for me to organize. You know, so it's kind of like I'm working one company with 2 divisions. Okay. You know, rather than 2 completely separate things. Okay. I wish I would have known that actually putting this stuff in a bottle would be the easiest part of this whole business. Like, I thought that would be the difficult part. Actually putting the stuff in the bottle was the easiest part. It was the easiest part of the process.
Okay, so you're growing them together.
Yeah, I'm growing them together. And that's what I meant because I originally launched my whiskey to grow inside of the cigar industry. You know, because you know how cigar smokers are. Yeah. If your stuff ain't good, they're going to tell you.
Oh, they're going to let you know.
They're going to let you know real quick.
Yeah, it ain't going to be, you have to guess.
Exactly. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to. So I made it to actually grow inside the cigar industry and the cigar community. Okay. And it's been really well received. And with that, I was like, okay, since I'm already here, you know, I might, instead of grabbing somebody else's sticks, I might as well grab my own.
Okay. All right.
You know?
All right. That's what's up, man. So we did your favorite sip, Puff. We did your favorite sip. Favorite chat. Happened to, Little Birdie told me that you are a comic book nerd. Is that right?
Huge comic nerd.
Okay. And movie buff, all that stuff.
Comic nerd, movie buff.
Okay.
Comic nerd traditionalist. So I'm still the guy who goes to the comic book store and buys the actual comic book so I can like feel the paper and sit there and read the comics and put them in a plastic bag.
Simp on camera talking because Simp is a comic book nerd too.
That's right. Nerds rule the world.
That's true. True that. Is that what nerds weren't cool back in the day?
No, it was. Listen, I used to get chased home from school.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
Who chasing you home from school?
Dude, I grew up in Bed-Stuy in the 80s and 90s when it was real, and I wasn't always this size.
Because you look kind of jacked, man.
I wasn't always this size. So I was a nerd, like a science, telescope having, microscope having, true blue nerd.
Okay, so we got a different Jason Armstrong today than what we had back in the day.
A little bit.
We all evolved.
Yes.
We all evolved. Did you play sports, though?
I started.
It looked like you was on somebody's offensive line, defensive line, something.
I started playing football when I got into high school. So, like, I had a ridiculous growth spurt, like, from 8th grade to 9th grade. Okay. So that's when I got my sexy, and it was like, there you go, started playing football. Yeah.
Well, you got it just in time for high school then.
Exactly. Listen, what else do you want it?
That's what you want.
You know, so O-line, D-line, you know, that was my wheelhouse.
So, for those who don't know, let me give this man a proper introduction. Jason Armstrong is the owner, founder of not one, but 2 businesses. You heard him already. The first, Dinner Thieves Whiskey. You started that first, right? Yes. And also, he said, you know what? I'm bored. That's not quite enough for me. I'm going to come back with some Tristan Lee cigars.
Well, I'm also a partner in a tequila called Not Tequila, which we are launching in a couple of different markets right now.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Because you did say one of your favorite sips is tequila, too.
I'm a huge Reposado fan. Like, if I'm not sipping on whiskey, It's a nice quality Reposado.
Okay.
And a mezcal.
So I know what a Reposado is, but what can you tell people what a Reposado is?
So a Reposado is basically a barrel-aged tequila. So, you have your Blancos, which I call trainer wheels. No disrespect to anybody.
Okay.
That's an unaged tequila. So I would say it's comparable to, in whiskey terms, like a moonshine. It's just fresh distilled. In a Reposado, they age it for a certain amount of time, a minimum of 6 months.
Yep. 2 to 12 years.
2 to 12 years.
On average is what I've heard.
Average is 2 to 12 years.
Yep.
But minimum 6 months. And that's kind of the wheelhouse there. Then you have your añejos and extra añejos. But my wheelhouse is kind of Reposado. I love a good Reposado.
And those are kind of, a good Reposado is a good sipping tequila, right? So when you hear people talk about, hey, I'm sipping on tequila, it's the Reposado typically that they're talking about.
Typically Reposado or the añejo.
Okay, all right. See, we here to educate y'all just a little bit.
We gotta upgrade y'all.
I love it, man. All right, so in business, man, are you like a solo act? You got a team? What's the deal?
When I first started, I was just an army of one. I had people who would support me, of course, family, friends, but all the logistical stuff, it was all just me. And as I progressed in the business, I picked up a couple of people. Right now, I have a team of about 4 people. They help me with everything from my social media to my organization to my website creation, design, organizational structure. It was kind of difficult because the first thing I came out with was the vanilla ginger, and I had a great product. And I didn't know anything about the spirits industry. I didn't have a background in it. My background was in personal training and massage therapy.
Okay.
So I was lucky enough to find a distributor in New York who kind of took a shine to me and kind of hit me to some game. And he was like, well, you have one thing, you have a product. If you have 2 or 3, then you have a brand.
Okay.
So that's what led me to my brand extensions.
Okay.
So then I had a brand, I had a product. Now I have a business. There's an evolution that happens
Before
naturally.
you were just a craft whiskey guy, right?
Exactly. Before I just was a guy who had a whiskey. Now I have a business, and each level comes with its own different responsibilities and challenges.
Okay, all right. So why vanilla ginger first? What kind of is it ginger? It's ginger vanilla first.
I say vanilla ginger. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Why that first?
I wanted some. There's a lot of whiskeys out there. There's a lot of whiskeys you can choose. Choose in the Thieves.
But I'm drinking the straight bourbon, by the way.
The 8-year-old's my next one.
Yeah.
So
great stuff too.
When I first came out, I was a bartender as well. So any standard New York job I had, I was a bartender. I drove Uber. I did all that stuff. But as a bartender, I kind of seen what people were drinking, and everything was making that move towards flavored stuff and infused things. And I was looking for something to help me stand out in like the whole sea of bourbons and whiskeys, something that was pretty unique and can help me stand out. So I just chose 2 things I liked.
Okay.
I love a snickerdoodle. That's my favorite cookie. So I like the vanilla notes, and I like the ginger. Just kind of pairs itself well. And I didn't see anything else like it on the market.
Okay. All right.
That's
so
what's up. I found a kind of a sneaker point that I can sneak into.
I like that. So in the whiskey industry, right? Especially, specifically cigars and whiskey, when you get a lot of people that are deep and serious, do they tend to gravitate towards your ginger vanilla, or do they go with more of the barrel select? Do you see kind of like a preference out there in the community so far?
It really depends. One of the things that I like about Den of Thieves is about exclusive inclusivity. Okay. Like, it's not, when they say in the club, it's not only for the sexy people.
Yep.
It's not for everybody, but there's something in here for everyone. So it really depends. There's some places I go where they love, like, the chocolate. Is there chocolate up here? Right there. They love the chocolate. There's some places I go where they don't like the chocolate. They like the vanilla ginger. There's obviously
Is it super sweet?
The chocolate?
Yeah.
No, when you think dark chocolate cacao, that and coffee notes.
Okay, all right.
There's the traditionalists that'll always say, I don't like flavored whiskey, so they tend towards my straight bourbon and my 8-year-old. But I always just ask them to try it, especially the chocolate. And I get to be like, I don't like flavored infused whiskeys, but I like this. And that's what I like hearing.
Okay, and that's me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big flavored whiskey guy, but when you let me try it, I was like, that's not bad at all. It's pretty good. I can drink it.
Well, one of the things that I learned quickly, and I did, being a nerd, you know, I did my research into the industry and into flavor profiles and stuff. And you'll see that most flavor and infused spirits aren't full proof. They're like 60 proof, 70 proof, and things like that. What I did was this is a full standard bourbon. These are a full 80 proof, high quality 5-year-old bourbon infused with natural flavors.
Wow.
So
that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Natural flavors.
So it's not like I took flavoring and dumped bourbon in it. I took a high quality bourbon and just naturally turned up the notes a little bit that I wanted to accentuate.
Okay, I love it. When I have my whiskey, my Den of Thieves whiskey, I like to smuggle with beautiful moments. Steal the spotlight.
Oh my God.
At all costs. Swiped out, barriers away. Take love and hold on tightly. Risk it all because life favors the bold. Pillage where happiness hides and take more than your fair share. I'm gonna stop right there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stop. Should I stop right there?
You should start right there. I did. I'm a little bit of a poet.
So on this man's website, he's got something called the Code of Honor. Tell him about the Code of. What's the Code of Honor about, man?
So being kind of a nerd, and like when people think thieves, they think thieves historically have been the heroes of stories, right? Think Robin Hood and things like that.
Yep.
So all thieves, if you look on the bottom of the bottle, it even says there was once honor among thieves. I'm bringing it back. Thieves existed by a code, you know, a covenant. They took care of their own. You can hear it throughout history. You can hear it in a rap song. Nas had a line of song that says the drug dealers kept the hoods from starving. You know, thieves took care of their community and they took care of their own.
Yep.
I want to embody the best quality of thieves. Everybody needs, sometimes you need,
like a Robin Hood.
Like a Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to steal a moment for yourself, you know, mental health. You need to steal a moment with your girl or your guy, you know, to share that love. You need to steal some joy. Sometimes you need to steal the spotlight, you know, and let yourself shine. So I really want to embody all the best qualities of thievery.
That's
So that was kind of the goal behind the code.
Can you recite the whole thing? Did I do a good job?
You spit it. You spit it.
Okay.
You
I want
spit
to
hot
make sure I
fire.
did okay. So you started about 10 years ago, right?
I started in the spirits industry about 10 years ago. So I originally started off as an importer. So I was importing wine from Italy because I lived in Italy for about 5 years. And throughout importing, that's actually how I ran into the tequila that I now am a partner in. But I realized that I really didn't want to import anymore. So I was trying to figure out, you know, something else to do because I love spirits. I love great spirits. And I knew this kind of became a passion of mine. I found a passion. So I knew I wanted to stay in the industry. So I was traveling with about 4 friends of mine. And we were in Tennessee and Kentucky, like visiting all the major distilleries, Maker's Mark, you know, Four Roses, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam. And of my friends, I'm kind of the Mikey of the group. Like, you know, I'll do anything. Yeah. So they was like, Jay, why don't you do a whiskey? You know, you don't want to. And I was like, word, I should do a whiskey.
Okay.
And that's kind of, you know, again, back to the Den of Thieves, you know, though that was my crew, my coven. These are guys who I went to high school with. So I knew them since I was about 13 years old.
Okay.
And this is friends becoming family at this point.
Okay.
And no matter what happens, we take care of each other.
Nice.
So it's kind of, you know, all going back to that.
Okay. All right. So when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I mean, so, because I know you didn't grow up saying, I want to be a Den of Thieves whiskey guy, right?
Strangely enough, I want to be an astrophysicist. I don't tell many people that.
I'm just going to look at the camera. I'm going to drop my first, fucking...
Yes, I wanted to be an astrophysicist when I grew up.
Okay, so you really were a nerd.
I was a total nerd.
Okay,
you know,
so like math, science, all that
math,
shit.
science.
You were killing all that in high school.
I would map the constellations. No, in high school, I realized I didn't want to be an astrophysicist because I wasn't that good at math. So
that's kind of a prerequisite.
Yeah, kind of prerequisite.
Okay.
So that's when things kind of changed.
Okay, all right. So,
you know,
want to be astrophysicist. Now a whiskey guy, cigar guy, but that probably got to help you when it comes to blending stuff up, right? A little bit, maybe. I don't know.
My distiller does a great job.
Okay.
Like I pretty much told him what I wanted and explained everything to him in great detail, and he did a great job of just bringing my vision and expression to life.
Oh wow.
You know, and we worked hand in hand with it. You know, I got to select my barrels. I got to select the base blend. You know, he would blend it. I would say yes, no, okay.
Alex, you know, this is a new question for me, but I got to ask you this. Since you're a movie nerd, man, what 3 movies would you recommend to my audience, right? Because I'm a big movie buff.
3.
People who know me know I like certain movies, but what's your movie style?
All right.
Look at the camera when you tell me.
3.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a huge Marvel MCU fan, so all the Marvel movies, huge science, like sci-fi nerd, so but 3 I would recommend. Wow.
I know I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Okay, so for comedy, I would say, and this is gonna be an old one.
Okay.
What's the one about Mel Brooks? Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles.
Classic.
One of the funniest movies you will ever see.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
Hilarious. Stand back while I whip this out.
Exactly.
That's the line everybody can't forget. Yeah.
Exactly. So for comedy, Blazing Saddles. I love intellectual movies. So The Usual Suspects, Kaiser Soze, Verbal is classic.
You dropping
What's
classics.
the man?
You
Okay.
dropping classics. Okay.
So and what's another one? And this don't judge me for this. One of my favorite movies, Brad Pitt, Legends of the Fall.
One of my dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. In terms of epic films, people, I mean, it does get a lot of props, but I don't think it gets enough props.
Enough props.
It's one of the best movies, man.
Start to finish, and Brad Pitt. You turn me and put Brad Pitt, man, he kills it.
So wait, hold on. You just said that. Is that where Tristan comes from? Because his name was Tristan in the movie. His name was Tristan.
Funny story.
Okay.
I was gonna name my son Tristan, right? Because of Legends of the Falls.
I almost named my son Tristan because of Legends of the Falls. He was a bad dude.
He was a bad dude.
He was a bad motherfucker.
When that dude lost his shit and was hunting in Africa, it was I saw all these strange animals and I killed them all.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this, and then
he fought a bear.
Fought a bear? Who fights a bear?
That's an old man.
Exactly. He was like, all right, if I go out, you going out too.
Exactly.
So, and Tristan was also a knight of the round table.
Oh.
He's one of the knights of the round table.
Oh, man. I got much respect for that choice. Much respect.
So, but my brother had a son first and stole my name. So he stole the name Tristan.
You must have let it slip.
So I did tell him. I let it slip. But
that's wrong, man. That's wrong.
The cigars are actually named after my nephew, my brother's son, and my sister who passed away.
Okay.
So my sister's name was Lee. My nephew's name was Tristan, so Tristan Lee. But Tristan because Legend of the Fall.
That's beautiful, man.
One of my favorite characters. So, and one of my favorite movies. I actually just watched it 2 nights ago, or Hulu or Netflix or something like that.
I think I will be watching it now because I haven't watched it in so long. But I remember it because it was a great, great film. Hey, if you haven't checked out Legends of the Fall, it's a classic. People don't sleep on that.
Don't sleep on it, and don't think it's like a girly epic period. It's not a girly flick at all.
No,
even though it showed you how a chick could tear a family apart.
Yeah, she definitely.
She definitely tore that.
She fucked everything up.
She did. She did.
But my man Brad, much respect because he killed that shit.
Killed it.
All right, so where we can see you next, right? Is Tampa Cigar Week. Tampa Boutique. Tampa Boutique Cigar Expo coming up in September.
Coming up in September. Right? I'm going to be there. Yes.
Okay. All right, we're going to be there too.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Can't wait to hang out and chop it up again.
Yeah, we're going to get it in, man. Shout out to John Callery. He's putting it together. Check it out on Instagram and go to was it Tampa Cigar
Boutique? I think it's just
something like that. But he has a website.
I think it's just Boutique Cigar Expo or something like that.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it. But I will be there, brother, and I know you will be there.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna be there in the house. me and my man Steve Robinson pimping out the love to Ash. So, brother, thank you.
Thank you, my guy. I appreciate you.
Awesome.
It's been
chop it up with you.
Yes.
So, Jason Armstrong, Tristan Lee Cigars.
Thank you guys for having and tuning in.
I'm StickMan #1 here at Stone Mountain Public House in downtown Stone Mountain Village. Check it out. Great little lounge.
Tristan Lee Cigars,
Yeah.
Dinner Thieves Whiskey on the show. They make an amazing smoked vanilla ginger old fashioned. We're going to try to get that on camera for you. Come grab one.
Say no more. Hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment, let us know what you think. Until next time, Puff, Sip, Chat, Repeat. StickMan #1. I'm out. Peace.
Hey, this is StickMan #1. Thanks for listening to the Puff Sip Chat podcast. If you want to hear more great episodes just like this one, please hit one of those donation links below. We could really use your support. Also, please visit us at puffsipchat.com for some cool Puff Sip Chat swag. Until next time, Puff Sip Chat Repeat, baby. I'm out.